Very nice to meet everyone on the panel today. Is timelessness always an advantage? What do you think?
Um, Timelessness is always an advantage. I think times are changing now. Everybody wants fast-paced things, right? Like be it from fashion, be it from food, and the same happening with architecture as well. Everybody wants really quick buildings within a matter of no time. We want like make timeless structures and things like that. But in our studio, it takes time. We want to mull over things. We want to understand what we're making. We want to involve all the stakeholders into the process, and then sort of like build it step by step, and make it like very sensitive in terms of the context or in terms of who are we catering to and things like that. And we're asking the right, the entire timelessness happens probably with asking the right questions. Why are we doing what we're doing? And now when you look at the spans of our building, like how it was probably about 100 years ago, these great buildings that were there, they're still standing strong. And now today, probably the building's lifespan is maybe about like hardly 13, 40 years. So that is the evolution that, like, are we really making things to make it timeless, to stand 100 years, the next 100 years or next 200 years. Okay. So when you have such questions, you sort of mull over in a very different light.
Mm-hmm. Why should there be engineering design that's just carried over the generations because it feels familiar?
I think in our pursuit as designers, we need to look at design which are timeless. We have to strive towards timelessness because in that process, you ask the right questions. We've been always taught about form follows function and things like that. Now look at our cities. What are we making? It's just because there's no shadows to our building, there's no texture to our building, there's no tactility. Is this what we want to live in our future? The cities are losing character. So in our designs, we need to sort of inculcate the character of a building, or what is the personality which is going to last for the next generation or even after that we're adding character to our cities. And when you ask these kind of questions, you sort of like go towards a design process, which is a process of kind of elimination, that is sort of every step of the way that you keep thinking that, is it right? Am I taking the right step? Or is it required? And then through that, I think the process becomes very timeless, or the building itself becomes very timeless. So that's one way to look at it. And also, we've been always taught, as what Indrajit was talking about, the form follows function, and it's probably about 70 years old now, that entire philosophy. But I think it has to sort of adapt to today's needs. And it's just not about the function anymore. It's about how a building can create an emotion. It has to sort of give a feeling into a building. And that is what we need to strive at as designers, that it's just not merely about the function, but it's also about how we can emote in a building and how people are feeling inside it. And then when you are in that pursuit, you're like really being sensitive about every corner of a building. So for me, time really stops when I don't look at my phone. So it is like that. So I'm actually making a point of not looking at my phone and doing activities which are away from my phone. Yeah. So apart from work, when I'm playing golf, it is a great time when I'm not looking at my phone or anything. I'm in my own world. That's really that helps me a lot in terms of work life, or in terms of balancing work. I'm an artist, so I paint quite a bit, and so sometimes I leave my phone aside and just like play some nice music, enjoy that. And apart from that, like I think in design process as well, I really sometimes really enjoy it. It's very meditative for me, the design process, just sketching out or like just evolving design and things like that. So I just sometimes lose time in that. I don't realize my days, just suddenly it's 7 o'clock in the evening. I'm like, wow, it's the quickest day ever.